This is day 454 of Zohar Pshat, and we're on Daf Dalet Amud Aleph at the new paragraph. Adam Yadas Chava Ishto, and Adam knew Chava's wife, and they gave birth to Kayin and Hevel. So Rabbi Abba Pasach, Rabbi Abba opened an opening to this this pasuk. As we know in the Midrashim, it says Pasach means the pasuk we're about to use is a mafteach, a key to understanding the psukim we're discussing. So the mafteach for the pasuk of Adam Yadas Chava Ishto is the pasuk in the Koheles Miyadeh Ruch Me'adam Ha'oli Lamala. So the spirit of human beings go up to on high. Ruch Me'mei Reisi Lamatavarts, and the spirit of animals goes down below to the ground. In other words, are we sure about that? Does the spirit of man go up and the spirit of animals go down? So a very negative pasuk. But the way we're using the pasuk here is that there are certain human beings who come from, are conceived from the spirit of Ruach Lamala, and certain beings are conceived from Ruach Lamata, as we shall see. So Hai Krah, pasuk, in the meantime, we say Hai Krah Kama Gavin Ispe. There's some ways to understand this pasuk, which presumably is going to the pasuk of in Koheles. And this is the way it goes. Kami the Raisa, in any Torah, anything in the Torah, anything in Tanakh. Kama Gavin, I think Torah Shpal for that matter as well. Kama Gavin B'chol Chai V'chai. There are many ways, many the different shades in which we can learn any statement. V'chulu Yos, and all appropriate. They can even be contradictory and all appropriate. Anything which is holy and Baruch HaKodesh has many Pshatim. V'achinun, and this is the way it is. All of Torah can be explained in 70 different ways. Shivin B'al Torah, as we know. The Kavos Shivin Sitrin corresponds to 70 sides. 70 sides, there are many connotations. The number 70, but I think it means the 70 sides means the 10 spheros, as they manifest in the 7 lower spheros, which make 70. V'shivin Ampin, 70 faces. This is true about every word in Torah. And anything that comes out of every word in and of itself. Each of these 70 ways. There's several ways of interpreting it as well. So there's layer upon layer upon layer. Okay, so but now we're going to go in a specific way. Tochazi, come see. So a person goes in the way of truth. Huazi goes to the right. The metaphoric right, not necessarily the literal right, the metaphoric right. He brings upon himself the Holy Spirit from on high. Ruach, the solik, bir usa kadisha, and that ruach comes down with the ratzon of kedusha. Or goes up with the ratzon of kedusha. To unite on high. To cling to kedusha on high, which it does not deviate. That's ruach mi adam lamala. When a person goes in a negative way, and he deviates his ways, he brings about himself ruach of Tumah, the star smaller, which comes from the metaphorical left side. And defiles him. Becomes tum in it. It says, don't become tum, don't become yourself in them, in which case you'll become tummy. So because so he wasn't with Tame, they allow him to become Tame. Right, the you open the Pesach, a lot of Tumah comes in. Okay, come say, so a person goes in a proper way, a truthful way, and he takes upon himself a ruach of holiness from on high. He's dabik bay, and he connects to it. Bradiolid, the son he gives birth to, comes out from him to the world. Who mashalei kedusha? That son has a high kedusha. The kaddish kedusha in the morning is sanctified in kedusha, the sanctity of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kamadich, like says, v'skadish them. If you make yourselves holy, and it's about at the time you conceive a child, b'yisa you're going to be holy. Your children be holy. But a person goes when he conceives a child in the way of the left. He brings himself a ruach of Tumah. He's diabetic, connects to him. The child who's conceived from this, comes to the world. He brings him with himself a ruach of Tumah. And he's telling me with the Tumah that side. And this it says, you know if the spirit goes high or goes low. When it's connected to the right, goes up on high. Because Dapik is smaller when it goes connects to the left. Who starts smaller? That's left side. To Ruach Masavu, which is the Ruach of Tumah. Nachasmi Elatata goes from on high down below. Shali Dir Barnash, and it makes it takes up a dwelling in the person, presumably in the child. Well, actually, it takes a dwelling in the father. It doesn't go down, go away from him. And the child he gives birth to, with that tumah, you have a brei mehu ruach mesav. You are bra. And that, I'm not sure exactly how to parse that sentence, but it basically means that son comes to ruach hatuma. So obviously this pasuk is telling us that Hevel was born from ruach Taharah and Kayin from ruach Tumah. And even though they were both conceived in the same act, but evidently it's possible to divide up and to have in the same act the ruach of Taharah and ruach of Tumah, which manifests in two different children, one good and one bad. And it's fascinating because they're twins, but nevertheless there's ruach Taharah and ruach Sava. So I don't know if it relates specifically to this pasuk. Could be that this is different with Kayin and Hevel themselves, but then the Zohar is saying in general it's possible the conception works that way. I don't know how it works by twins, but he also said they with Chor by Esav and Yaakov. So it seems that we're saying that in the Maisa itself there could be different machshavos, and the machshavos manifest in the different ways in which the children are born. Okay, but we'll have to get. We're now going to get next into. Well, let's read it now. This perhaps is different, because perhaps there's a difference here between Adam and Chava. Adam is dabe hu ruach misa'av, as we just said, we read that. The Ita says dabka baby kat mesa, and the woman connects it first with nuthless, and she takes it. Kavlis ha'u zuama, and she receives that pollution. In other words, mineoli bar. In other words, evidently for the when Chava succumbed to the Nachash's temptation, that polluted her for this relationship which created Kayin. Hi, bra, the Ruach you. That son, which he had Kayin, comes to that Ruach Masava. And that's where there were two children. The two children are from Adam, who was not as damaged, and evidently was able to be much of Ruach Taharah. And Chava was damaged, and therefore she brought down Ruach Tumah, and for that we have Hevel and Kayin. Hevel being from the side of Adam, and Kayin from the side of Chava. Okay, which is seems to be the case. Chaim Ruach Mesahav. One is from the Ruach Mesahav, which comes from the side of Tumah, and here says V'chad Katav Adam B'Tivta, and there was the one which when Adam did tshuva, but the Tzutzer says it's going on Shais, which is much later on, but I don't think that's the Pshat. I think it's evidently Adam did tshuva already, and the tshuva was able to suffice for him to give birth to Hevel, and not both children be polluted, and one being Hevel, so from his side came Hevel, and the other side came Kayin. Not that it's going to chase, but we'll have to come back to that tomorrow because we're coming close to our deadline of 10 minutes. So we'll stop here for today.